الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد الحمد لله لقد وصلنا إلى الدرس الثامن. So we are now on lesson 8. Lesson 8 is a short lesson and it just summarizes the conjugation with the pronouns of the past tense verb, as we're going to come to highlight now inshallah. So here you can see a table. We have a table here. It says al-mufrad, which means singular, al-jama', which means plural, al-ghaib, that's third person, al-mukhatab, second person, and al-mutakallim, that's the first person. Al-mutakallim, first person, the one who's actually speaking. Okay, it says mudhakkar, masculine, mu'annath, feminine. Okay, so that's always what we need to always remember, these terms when we see them, to be familiar with them, to know who's being addressed. So basically, this is a summary of the verb dhahaba. Okay, how do we conjugate the verb dhahaba to represent different people doing the action? Okay, so hamidun dhahaba, this is huwa, this is third person. Hamidun dhahaba, Hamid went. Now we want to make it plural. Hamidun wa Hashimun wa Aliyun dhahabu. So look at the addition. We're going to highlight all of this as we go along anyway, inshallah. What is added to the verb to give us dhahabu, to represent the plural. Okay. Now this alif after the waw is not pronounced. It's silent, but it's written. And we're going to learn this much later, why it's significant. It's called alif mufaraqa. So when it comes within the lessons, why this is significant, inshallah, I will draw your attention to that. We have to learn something else for us to know why this is significant. However, for now, just know it's called the alif of mufaraqa, i.e. the alif that makes the verb distinguished from the noun. Okay, we'll come to see this later. Then we have al-mu'annath, yani the feminine version. So aminatu dhahabat. This is called ta' or ta'nith. This ta', dhahabat at the end, is called ta' or ta'nith. The ta' of feminine, the feminine ta' that represents that here, she is the one who done it. So aminatu dhahabat. Amina, she went. Okay. Then we want to make it plural. Aminatu wa Zainabu wa Maryamu dhahabna. This short noon, dhahabna, that means they went. This is noon and niswa, the noon of plural women. Okay, that's added to the end of the verb. Then second person, anta, anti, dhahabta, dhahabti, antum, antunna, dhahabtum, dhahabtunna. Okay, and then ana, dhahabtu, and nahnu, dhahabna. So that's the plural. Okay, first person. So that's just a summary of the table of the verb for conjugation, inshallah, which we're going to actually study throughout this lesson, inshallah. So here, it says, أكمل الجمل الآتية بوضع فعل, right here, number 1. أكمل الجمل الآتية بوضع الفعل ذهب في الفراغ بعد إسناده إلى الضمير المناسب. So it mentions placing these empty gaps, the verb ذهب, after connecting it to the pronoun, to its correct pronoun, using this table to assist you to its correct, most suitable pronoun. Then you're going to write it here. So, أين الطلاب الجديد? So here, this is a mistake. This should say أين الطلاب الجدد. Okay? Or أين الطالب الجديد. So here, just make a correction here. This shouldn't say طلاب الجديد, because we've learned plurals. So this is a mistake in the book. And as I mentioned, this is why we have to learn Arabic with a teacher, because every book other than the Quran has at least one mistake. At least. But these books, they have more than one mistake. And as we can see them, I'll highlight them out to you, inshallah. So here, أين الطلاب الجدد or أين الطالب الجديد. Okay, so whichever one you put there, I'll do this first one for you. You can either say أين الطالب الجديد ذهب, or if you keep it as طلاب الجدد ذهبوا. Okay. Then we have here أكمل الجمل الآتية بوضع فعل ماض مناسب في كل من الأماكن الخالية. So in this one now, you're not using ذهب. You're going to place any suitable verb in the past tense that will complete this sentence, inshaAllah ta'ala. Use your vocabulary book to help you, that has the verbs that you should have learnt by now within them. Okay, so you choose any suitable verb with the conjugation attached to the pronoun, and you fill in those empty spaces, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And this exercise continues onto the next page. So as I mentioned, you have 14 sentences of that actual exercise just to place in a suitable past tense verb. inshallah ta'ala, whilst attaching it to the correct pronoun to represent this sentence, okay? Then it says, look, ta'ammal ma yali, ponder over what follows. Now this is a summary of the how we get these verbs, okay? How do we get these conjugated forms of the verbs? So we have dhahaba is the normal state of the verb, the past tense verb, and that equals fi'l plus damirun mustatirun plus a hidden pronoun. That hidden pronoun is huwa. Why do we say mustatirun? Why do we say it's hidden? Because we cannot see it. Because the normal root of the verb represents huwa. We cannot see it, so we say it's hidden, okay? Mustatir, hidden. And that is the fa'il. That is the subject, the one who's actually doing the verb. But here we have dhahabu. Dhahaba equals fi'lun. Dhahaba plus wow. The wow is the fa'il, the wow al-jama'a, the wow of group, of plural of men. This shows that there's a plural people who have done that action. Okay, that's the doer. Then dhahabat equals fi'l plus ta. Alamat al-ta'nith, the sign of femininity. Okay, plus damirun mustatir, and that is plus a hidden pronoun, because ta is a sign of feminine, it's not a pronoun, okay? This ta with sukun, dhahabat, is a sign of feminine, singular, but it is not the pronoun. The pronoun is hiya, which is hidden, damirun mustatir, and that is hiya. Then we have dhahabna, that's the plural women. Dhahaba equals fi'l plus na equals fa'il. So na is the doer, okay? And ta for dhahabta. And tum, two, plus meme. Meme here is alamatul jam'i, a sign of plural. But the two is the fa'il. So tum together is the damir plus alamatul jam' plus is the pronoun plus the sign of plural. So meme serves as the sign of something being plural when you're conjugating the verb. So that's for antum, okay? Antum, all of you guys. And the habti for anti, yani that T represents anti, the fa'il right here, anti, okay? Then we have it here, the habtunna, the habtu, the habna. The habtunna, so two plus noon, which is the sign of plural, unna, and then two is ana, and na is nahnu. So look at the difference between the habna and the habna. The habna, we went. The habna, those females went. Those group of women went. So that's the difference. Make sure you always pay attention to that difference. That you know when to make the alif long and when to keep it short. Okay? Then it says, ayyin al-fa'il fi ma yali. So in these verbs now, we want you to highlight the one who's the doer. Who's the doer of these verbs? Okay? Who is the doer? And highlight them. And if you want to go further, say why. Which one is it? Okay? What does it represent? Don't just underline it, but say something. Is it for huwa, hiya, anta, anti, antum? Which is it? Okay? Then we have من الضمائر المتصلة التاء كما في ذهبت, ذهبتي, ذهبت, ذهبتم, ذهبتن. So this is again a summary of the pronouns, the attached pronouns. Muttasila means attached. Dama'ir, plural of damir, pronouns. So from the attached pronouns, at-ta, we have ta, which is used for anta, anti, ana, antum, antunna. Okay, that's the times, the pronouns that we use it for the conjugation with the past tense verb. Then we have al-wawu, kama fi dhahabu. That's the only time. That's for hum. Then an-nun, kama fi dhahabna. And that's the only time for hunna. Anna, kama fi dhahabna. And that's for nahnu. That is for nahnu. Okay. This is ta'ammal ma yali. Ponder over what follows. Ayna hamidun kharaja. Kharaja equals fi'lun. Al-fa'ilu damirun mustatir. So kharaja equals the verb. And the doer is the hidden pronoun, which is huwa. Amina kharajat. Kharaja equals fi'l plus ta equals alamat al-ta'nif, the sign of it being feminine. And the doer, damirun mustatir, the hidden pronoun, which is hiya. Okay. These terminologies, they're going to be important for us later, inshallah, when we're learning how to do i'rab. I'rab, the grammatical analysis of the sentence. Slowly throughout Medina Book 2, these terms will be introduced. But the actual study of this concept in detail is going to be in Medina Book 3, inshallah ta'ala, and in our advanced program when I teach you a book in Sarf, inshallah. So jazakumullah khairan. See you guys next lesson. Keep working hard and memorizing your vocab and practicing these concepts. Always do the exercises. Don't just watch the videos, because if you don't put it into practice, you're going to lose it. If you don't use it, you lose it. So let's go and get that Arabic language and memorize that vocab. And I'll see you guys next lesson. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.